adults, especially gay men, just because their mind is so young, that it's easily moldable. And when I say they shouldn't be, it shouldn't be specifically because they're a gay man, you know.
Is
Yeah,
that
if
Avatar?
anything, I would veer away from that because the one thing we
She look like Avatar without the blue.
need more black men that are standing on business here in America. 3K. So I would advise against that. I would advise against that. And his sexuality is in question too. So yeah, I wouldn't take that coming from a in question man.
Damn, that's crazy. Um, SD.
I I agree. The only part, that I will say is that no, I don't want my son, to have gay friends or none of that. Like there's nothing that a gay professor, a gay man can teach my son in about manhood, in my opinion, as a man. Now they might think that they can, but I will not be listening to a man that don't want to be one tell me how to raise one.
Mm.
Absolutely not.
Hmm.
So that's just something that, I personally don't
Yeah.
believe in. Got nothing against people and what they want to do. But I think that in the black community, we have one thing, especially on social media, that the women complain about the most, and it's men being sassy. We hear this word thrown around all the time. Men being sassy. And part of the reason that a lot of these guys are sassy is because they're raised more femininely in single parent homes by moms. And what does that do? What that does is it influence them, it encourage them, they soak in that feminine energy. They learn how to resolve things like a woman, react like a woman, and behave like a woman. That's also why you have a lot of women that don't want to date mama's boys that were not raised with a dad in the home, because they tend to be more emotionally reactive. They tend to be more sensitive. And those are things that women are not necessarily attracted to. So the things that a young black boy needs to come from his mom and his dad, not some outside source that's of a different sexual hue because of whatever he said that for, because that don't make no sense. And I saw my man making faces, and I don't even know what the faces is about. But go ahead,
Oh,
I'll let you get it.
you're trying. Riri, you are on the wrong link. The right link is on the back. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So since he was making faces,
It's time to do.
public offender, you have the floor, sir. You muted, brother.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's start at the beginning real quick. And this we might be splitting hairs. Obama actually never said that little boys should have grown adult gay men male friends. Let's just can we like just address that first? So it's already working off of that premise is wrong because that's not what he said.
I hate when they
Secondly,
co-sign like that. I fucking hate that.
he said that
It's
that
fucking annoying,
little
man.
boys should have role models and maybe somebody that they can talk to about their problematic fathers. Now, I'm not gonna say who I think is a problematic father on this panel or anything like that, but I will say that the way that men reacted to what Obama said and the way that men are intentionally not hearing what he said when you just played the clip and it was chopped up, all messed up and wrong, but you just played the clip. And in that clip, it never said little boys should have grown adult gay male friends, because that would be weird, right? For anybody, it doesn't matter. That would be odd. And he never said that. But men are intentionally misinterpreting what he said and misconstruing it so that they could, because they have an agenda. I love the word agenda since we're throwing the word agenda out there. Men
Yeah, you do.
actually have the men who are doing that actually have the agenda. Because all I heard Obama say was, yeah, you should have like a sensitive male friend in your group because men aren't typically sensitive and little boys aren't typically sensitive, and they need that. They're going to need somebody to talk to about the problematic daddies specifically, because we know daddies be problematic as hell. The things that they pass on to their sons, generally speaking, as we already can see on this panel, And just on this, that we're having this discussion reinforces the idea that most fathers are problematic, because most men actually did react the way that I think most of you men are going to react to what Obama said. You know what I'm saying?
Problematic how? What do
Problematic.
you mean?
Again, I'll take it back to the beginning. First things first, intentionally misinterpreting what a person said so that you can like feel some type of way about it in and of itself is a problem. Then, even if you said that, not the part about grown men being friends with little boys, but just the idea that a little boy can't
all the
learn
money in my
anything
bank
from a
account
gay
this
man.
dude wears a dress when he at home.
Well, he paints his fingernails.
Yeah, I guarantee he wears a dress at home. 100%.
He paints his fingernails.
And he blackity black woke, but he got a white wife too.
Yeah.
Weird, problematic. Because
Why?
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
Why is it odd to say that a little boy can't learn from another human being? Because
no. We're talking about a gay man.
I know a gay man is a human being. Yeah. The last time I checked. So
okay, but we're talking about a gay man, right?
Can a little boy learn from a woman? Any woman, not his mom.
But this is his mom. We talking about. I said mom and dad, not no gay man.
I'm asking you a question. Can a little boy learn from a woman? Any woman?
Of course. Of course.
Can a little boy learn from a man in general?
Of course.
Okay, then why can't he learn from a gay man?
A confused man.
Say that again.
A confused man. A lot of the gay men are confused. They're confused about a lot of things in regards to sexuality and nature and what's natural.
So since everybody, I think I do want to add something because
can I answer the question real fast?
I want to interject with what everybody's saying because are we only doing opinions or are we doing facts? So I'm a social scientist, and when we make
here we go with that degree.
You all can Google me. You all can Google me. I'm a social scientist, so there's a difference. Like Jay-Z said, will we talking about real shit or we talking about fiction or we talking about facts? So we have to determine if we're saying from our opinion. Or if we've done empirically, I work at a medical school, I've done empirically based studies. So when we say these things, like, what are we getting at? Like, are we saying I think we need to personalize it. I believe that gay men are ABC, and that's what's guiding my decision.
Well, don't they have a high suicide rate? Don't gay people have a higher suicide rate than the rest of society? Don't they have a lot more mental issues than the rest of society? So why would I want a person from a group of people who are more prone to mental illness, or helping me raise or guide my child?
Gay people in general, and people in the LGBTQIA have a higher suicide rate because of heterosexual people. The way that cishet people treat them, it is a reaction to the way that they are victimized by cishet people. It is
nobody gets treated worse than black people. Nobody gets treated worse than black people.
It's not Oppression Olympics. The topic is about gay people.
Isa, one second. Let SD go ahead because once again he's on short time, on borrowed time. I'll make sure everybody touches the microphone, okay? And actually, I see you can go next. Go ahead, SD.
So I want to say this. When I say learn from, I'm not talking about like a teacher teaching a kid or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, what do kids learn from the most with their parents or different things like that? They learn from actions and behaviors. That's why when a child grows up in a household and his father is an alcoholic, he's got a 70% chance of being an alcoholic. He's not drinking. And the father isn't telling them to drink, but they're learning these things subconsciously from being around the environment. If their father is a domestic abuser or somebody is a domestic abuser, it's a 70% chance that they will be a domestic abuser also. So when I say learn from, I'm talking about the behaviors, the mannerisms, the ways that they carry themselves. Kids learn those things all the time. That's why you have young men that learn things from women and behave like women. That's why they do certain things, and women say that dude is sassy. If he walks a certain way, if he doesn't do certain things, if he does things more like his mom, women call those things sassy, even though the mom didn't say do this. or do that. He learned it by observing the behavior and being around her so much. So when I say learn things from somebody that's like that, that's something that I don't want my son to learn at all. And to say that fathers are problematic because they don't want their sons learning these things from gay men, the mannerisms, the actions, the behaviors is insane. But I do understand because I was on another panel with you, and you know.
Hold up, before he get into it, real quick and brief thoughts.
That nigga moist as hell.
Which one?
I don't know, man. Your boy public offender is crazy as fuck, man. I don't know, man. If I had, I obviously he doesn't see it the way that I'm looking at it. If I had some toxic woman agreeing with everything the fuck I was saying, I would need to reevaluate life. Like I just don't understand. But obviously he's a little different. I mean, with this whole conversation, like, would I do it? If I had a friend that was gay, believe me, this person would have probably been. This person would probably be a person that I don't think would put any negative on my kid that I think that could affect him. So if it was my personal friend that was like, all right, I'm, cool to be around, that's I think that's different. But as far as if that was something I would choose, I'd say no.
I get both. I get both sides. I get if somebody that you around and just so happen to be around and I don't know, whatever facet in life and they just so happen to be gay, you can learn some shit. I had a mentor that was gay. And he taught me a lot of stuff about like mind shift as far as business, how to think about the world, decision making, critical thinking, and just snapping into reality of what the world really is and all that type of stuff. So I can learn from that. But at the same time, I do understand what SD is talking about because I do have friends and frat brothers that have kids that they are not living. It's like joint custody. And they be with the mom for a while, and they be with him for a while, well, them for a while. And I have had conversations where they said they saw a lot of those mannerisms come out from their mom, putting their hand on their hip and kind of being sassy, talking a little sassy and stuff. And he got to be the one to get him up out of that because, hey, stop doing that. Men do this. We do it like this. Because if he keeps going and he says nothing, sending his son out to the world and he's supposed to be trying to find a woman or something like that, she gonna look at him and say he's sassy and shit.
So let me mention this real quick. Matt. So you mentioned that one of your mentors, he just so happened to be homosexual, right?
Yeah.
So is it the fact that he had great information and he just so happened to be homosexual, or is it the fact that he's homosexual and he had great information?
Nah, he was just so happened that's his lifestyle. But
exactly, and so I think that's the part that the public offender is missing because what Obama was saying is, I think you should have somebody that is homosexual in your life because they give great information. I'm like, on your aspect of it, it's like, okay, he has great information, but he just so happened to be homosexual. That's two different things than what they trying to argue.
No, the public offender is being disingenuous off the rip because I heard what Obama said. Obama never said you need to be around a gay person, right? He definitely didn't say you need to be around what he said, what a public offender said. He said something like somebody that's more emotional.
Yep.
Yeah, Obama didn't say that either. So it's like he being disingenuous what he's saying, but I can see what he's doing. So people who's watching this show, please, anybody that's not being objective and you only hear them do one side, do not listen to him. Thanks. He's one side. He's all about gay people and women. That's all. I didn't watch this man a bunch of times because he just so happened to be on the show. He only anytime we talk about men and their experiences and everything, it's our fault for every goddamn thing, right? Women are innocent, every single last woman. And he'll say statements like, it's not the women, it's the men, right? And every single thing, like, and you gonna hear. But public offender, another thing is if you watching somebody, like body language is everything, right? So when old buddy was talking and everybody just looking at him and being real at SD, public offender that having to, like, he laughing like he at a comedy club and everything. He's not even listening because he already have a preconceived notion of like of what he's saying. It doesn't matter what he said, what SD was talking about, or what kind of context that he was providing. He just gonna fire back on just like being disingenuous. Like, I can't stand people that's like that though. But like, I think if you with somebody, I don't think you have to be around a gay guy to understand how to be more emotional.
I agree.
Right?
Oh well,
I think they're, in general, most men are emotionally intelligent. I think emotional intelligence looks different from how a man does it and how a woman does it, because men, we kind of look at things more from a logical perspective. So a lot of times, say for instance, if you're talking to your girl and she made you mad or something like that, it probably took about 3 times before you addressed it because you didn't overreact emotionally or whatever. And what you'll do is, all right, I'm gonna have to talk to her, but I understand how she is when I say something. So I'm gonna have to, hey babe, I got something to talk to you about. Please don't get mad. It's just something I just want to address to you. It's something men usually say that something along that line, and then they'll say what they say, and they make sure they choose their words, you know, nicely, because they understand how they want, how they girl or their wife going, how they react.
Yeah,
most men do that, or men just don't say nothing because they know the next thing that come out their mouth, it might mess up the relationship for a little bit, or he might overreact because he is at that point in time emotional. So he kind of try to decompress before he say what he have to say. A lot of times women look at that as we're manipulating them, and we know that makes them mad when you don't talk. So I think men do practice practice emotional intelligence. But I think it just looks different how women and men do it. So that's the reason why we have a disagreement of, like, when women say, "Oh, men not emotionally intelligent," and this, that, the third.
Emotional intelligence is not gonna look pretty. It's not gonna be like, I think what they interpret emotional intelligence is, you know how to handle me. You're gonna make this ride very smooth. And I think emotional intelligence is tell you the truth and not fuck what you want to hear. But also,
Emotional intelligence is being able to control your emotions while actually understanding how what you say or do will affect others. That's
not being an asshole and not being emotional, like not being over the top, not yelling, not doing anything. Men calm, but still, I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm still gonna tell you the truth.
Exactly.
But maybe I might address it at a certain time. But that truth, she's not gonna like either way.
But so that's why I'm saying with old buddy, he's been disingenuous with the whole situation because like I said, I learned patience and emotional and stuff like that more from my dad, because my dad got a lot of patience, and I seen how he communicated with my mom. My mom was the one that didn't regulate her emotions when they was kind of like getting into point of contentions, but she had to learn him, and then that way they was able to get to a certain way of communicating through point of contentions successfully, right? So I learned that from my dad. So I address things right then and there, but it's not going to be on no mean stuff or nothing like that. So I don't, and my dad ain't gay or homosexual. So it's like, you don't have to be a homo, because I know a whole bunch of homosexuals. Well, I don't know a whole bunch of them, but I have seen homosexuals that like just fly off the handle because they're very emotional.
Most of them are.
And they don't know how to express their emotions like that. I think Obama just so happened met one or a guy that just so happened to be emotionally regulated, but he just so happened to be gay. That's
you
what I
play
think.
what Obama actually said?
Huh?
Are you able to? I wanted to know.
Yeah, I could pull it
what
up.
Obama
Yeah.
actually said.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not as bad what a lot of people said, but
Not that long either.
But
Yeah.
I guess it's one of those things where people like kind of read in between the line, try to read in between the lines of what he was trying to do, because everything he's been doing for like the
gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't outlawed. Need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group, so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or whatever, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right. I had a
if your kid was gay.
So that's basically what he's saying.
So I don't from that. I don't think anyone on the panel properly interpreted it, because what he was really saying is you should have a gay person in your friend group, or you should have a gay person around you so that you can understand their perspective, and so that people that are similar have someone to rely on, because we already know that a lot of gay people aren't accepted in a lot of places. And to her point, yeah, they do commit suicide because they're not accepted. And if they're Black and you're gay, and you're a Black woman and you're gay, you have a lot more problems. And so what he's saying is to have inclusion and understanding and empathy and understanding the perspective of other gay people or other people of any genre, really, is to be inclusive and understanding. That way you can get along with them. That way you can, live with them and it not be a big issue. I don't think he's saying you need to go and get a professor that's gay so you can learn from them because they're intelligent or anything like that. I just think it's about understanding their perspective and who they are as a gay human.
Well, that was a short clip, but he did go more in detail with the situation with the professor. That's where I was coming from with that. But on the other side, with what you were saying, as far as somebody that has empathy or anything of that nature, or Obama said, he said, get you a gay guy to be cool with, because you don't know.
Hold up.
No, he said if your son is gay, if your kid is gay.
No. He said you may have a son that might.
Hold up. I got the video right here.
Pretty sure he just said if your kid is gay.
Hold up. Here we go.
I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't outlawed. He became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy, and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group, so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or whatever, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
So he was saying if
I
his
had
kid is gay.
gay professor in college.
So yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
So
So they all got it wrong.
Y'all don't see where this shit went off the rails?
That's what I was saying, as far as what he was saying, as far as having somebody just in case, somebody that's gay, just in case you may have somebody, or you may have a son or a daughter that might be gay, and they have a reference point. And I'm
he didn't say maybe. He said if you do have a gay kid.
Okay, if you do. My thing is, you don't need a gay person to know what empathy is, bro.
Facts.
Like, I know gay people, and I understand. I know my one of my brother's friends, one of his best friends, is gay, and I never didn't know how to show empathy to a human being. You're supposed to treat human beings as human beings. I don't have to worry about what you do in the bedroom to show empathy to you, because you're just a human being. You don't get special treatment just because you are whatever you do in the room.
Well, let's have a real conversation here.
It's about empathy. It's about understanding their perspective and their experience.
Hold on.
He was saying like your kid.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I don't care what you do on your time sexually.
It's not just about sex. It's about how they experience the world.
No, if it's your kid, if it's your child. Hold on, hey, Macaroni, just 1 second. If it's your child,
you interrupted me when me and her was having a conversation.
I was talking. When she jumped in, I jumped in.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying if we're talking about your kid, it ain't gonna be like somebody else's kid on the street. You're gonna be like, bro, you sure you're gay? Like, I mean, it would be a different conversation. It's not gonna be like I'm gonna treat somebody else's kid. Like, that's different. If it's my kid, it's gonna be one of those ones like, bro, it's gonna be a lot of talks, like for sure. So, I mean, I can't come and say like I'll treat anyone with empathy if it's my kid. I'm probably not.
My whole thing about this, K, is I was taught nobody owes you understanding. But at the same time, I'm going to treat you like a human being at the end of the day. I don't have to understand your day-to-day and this, that, and the third. If I'm treating you in such a way that's disingenuous, I'm treating you a bad way and all that type of stuff, I get that. But if I'm not sitting here talking about your lifestyle, this, that, and third, I'm not discounting your experience or this, that, and third. I'm not discounting nothing. I do not have to sit there and have to understand your day-to-day and how you perceive the world. I don't have to do that, because if I have to do that, I have to do that with everybody, and everybody does not do that. I don't do that with anybody on this panel. I don't do it with you. I don't do it with Raw. I base everything based off your character and how you move. I'm not gonna, now if we having a conversation and you saying your experiences and all that type of stuff, fine, cool. I can listen. But just because you are homosexual or gay doesn't mean I gotta sit here and have an understanding of your lifestyle and then intrigue me. I ain't gotta do that, but I'm gonna treat you like a human being, and I think that's what's missing right there at the point in time. Just because your lifestyle and what you do in the bed is different from what everybody else or me do, doesn't mean I have to hold you understanding. I just treat you like a human being. Dog, we're gonna take this shot or what? Are we what we doing? We gonna watch the game? We finna do this, that, and third, blah blah. Okay, you don't like basketball? Cool. What you like doing? Oh, I like to go do this. All right, cool. We do that. But if I have to sit here and have a conversation, oh, he's gay. Oh man, intrigue me. How everything going? Oh, so this how you see the world? Okay, but I ain't gotta do all that. You're a human being.
But Macron, you talking to a person though. Well, what Obama was saying is the reason you should have a gay kid is for understanding of your kid. That's what he was saying.
No, that's not the whole thing. He was saying that because he was gay, Obama was saying things that was ignorant, and he had to put him on game. I'm saying like I'm not finna say anything ignorant. That's Obama's issue. Maybe he was just an ignorant person that didn't have empathy.
It didn't have to be purposeful. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have to be, on purpose that he was, intentionally being disrespectful. It could just be ignorant from his own understanding, his own thought process. So yeah, he would put him onto the perspective of a gay person, be like, yo, this is why this sounds crazy, or this is why you shouldn't say something like this, or this is why you're getting the response that you're getting from homosexuals, because this is not their experience. So when I'm saying understanding or getting their perspective, it's just so that you know how to operate with certain people. And no, you can be kind and respectful and be cool as shit with gay people and not have to understand every single aspect of what they deal with. But the more you understand and the more you're open to having a conversation about it, the more aligned that you can be and get along even better. Now, if you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. And that's on you. And that's the type of relationship that you would have with that particular person. But that's all that he's coming across, especially if you are around, if you have a child or a gay cousin or whatever, and you care to understand and you care to know their perspective and how they move and operate in the world, so you can have compassion and deal and work with them through different situations. That's a great thing that you can have, is have somebody in your world that you can connect with in that regard.
He's not saying that you have to understand. Like, y'all make it seem like it's a fucking chore. Like, if you understand people, you understand people. And if you don't want to understand people, then you can move along and deal with whatever you want to deal with it, however you want to deal with it. But if somebody is offended by something that you're saying because you don't take the time, then you just have to deal with the outcome of that.